Okay, this is a great yoga practice to do for a very supportive practice for supporting your back. So we're going to start with sitting next to the wall. If you have really tight hamstrings, you don't have to sit that close, but if you're pretty loose in the hamstrings, you can go ahead and put your hip up against the wall. You'll start to lean back as you twist yourself, bring your legs up on the wall. So just starting here, just allow the eyes to close. If you're feeling like you're not quite close enough, you can always scoot your body a little closer to the wall. If you feel like you're too close, just scoot away just a bit. So just placing one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, just allow the eyes to close. Just give yourself a few moments here just to settle in with the breath. Just starting to notice the inhales and the exhales. This is a very grounding practice, so it's a great place to come to at the end of the day if you're feeling some stress in your body. So from here, start to lengthen and deepen the breath. Allow the belly to press upward as you fill the lungs up from the lower to the middle, all the way up into the collarbones. Full, expanded, deep breath. Then an exhale, releasing all the way down. Belly button will draw back towards spine. And when you're ready, inhale. Once again, the belly will press upward. Filling up, expanding, and exhale, releasing. So just starting to connect to these deeper breaths to start. And from here, go ahead and point your toes towards your forehead. It's almost like you're just standing on your feet. From here, you'll take your right knee, draw your right knee in towards your chest. So give it a tight hug in. As you hug in, you're kicking your heel towards the wall. So a little bit of a pulling and a tugging going on, maybe a stretching of the hip. Just breathing deeply into any tightness. So even here on your back, with your back supported by the floor, still an active pose, still doing something. And then with your next breath in, you'll go ahead and kick your foot straight up towards the ceiling. Take your arms behind that leg and just draw that leg in just a bit. But as you draw it in, allow that tailbone to relax down towards the floor. Soften through the shoulders. Toes are still pointing towards the forehead. And even that left foot is still active. So holding here, breathe deeply into the back of that right hamstring. From here, go ahead and take your right ankle over your left thigh. Your toes are still active here, so you're still pointing your toes back towards your shin. You may feel a big stretch in your right hip here. If you don't, you can always press your hand away from you, or your knee away from you, I should say, towards the wall, and maybe feel more of a stretch. If you're still not feeling much of a stretch here, you can go ahead and plant your left foot on the wall. Maybe slide that left foot down the wall a bit. That will increase the intensity of the stretch. So this is a hip opener. It's a type of pigeon pose. Just allowing yourself to breathe deeply into your right hip. And just taking a couple more breaths right here. And go ahead and send that left leg straight back up the wall. You'll take your right knee, hug your right knee into the chest once again. And with an inhale, send that right leg straight back up the wall, toes point towards shin. You'll take your left knee in, hug it in, give it a tight squeeze. As you squeeze in, you're kicking your heel towards the wall. So you don't want the heel to come in contact with the wall. It's just in the direction. So breathe into any tightness you may feel here. And go ahead and kick your left leg straight up towards the ceiling as you wrap your arms around your leg. Your toes are pointing towards your forehead. So really this is also an active pose. The tailbone relaxes down as the heel kicks up. You may even see or feel the leg start to shake a bit here. Breathe deeply into that leg. Once again, those right toes are pointing towards your forehead as well as the left. From here, take your left ankle across your right thigh. Maybe pressing that left knee away. Your toes are once again pointing towards the shin. You can stay here if you'd like to add a little more intensity to the pose. You can drop your right foot to the wall and maybe bend your knee a bit here. So just getting a nice stretch. Breathe deeply into any tightness in that left hip. And go ahead and send your right leg back up the wall. You'll take your left knee, hug it in, give it a tight squeeze. And inhale, send both legs back up. From here, take your right foot, cross it over the outer edge of your left leg. So your right foot's right outside your left knee. You'll bring your arms to a T. That creates a little bit of a break for your body. You're going to start to lean off towards the right. So your foot's attached to the knee as you start to go. Toes are pointing towards the shin on that left foot. Now I don't have a really wide wall here. It's nicer if you do. You can come all the way down till you start to feel a stretch along the hip and the lower back. It's a great stretch. From here, you can stop wherever you need to not go beyond that stretch. To come to a place where you feel it, but you're not going beyond creating harm. If you don't feel anything, you can always continue all the way down to the baseboard. Once again, like I said, it's really nice to have a full wall here. I just don't have a lot of room in my house with wall space. You can gaze gently over your left shoulder. Try to relax that left shoulder down. And this can be a little tricky to get back up, so just go ahead and bend the knees and just bring yourself back up the wall. And once again, we'll switch sides here. You'll take your left foot over to the outer edge of your right knee. Toes point towards shin on that, or towards forehead or shin on that right foot. And slide off to the left here, keeping that left foot attached to the right. So once again, it might be enough for you just to come to here. You may really feel a lot of a stretch. You don't want to go beyond to where you're causing harm. But if you're not feeling anything, by all means, go ahead and lower yourself down the rest of the way. The gaze is over the right shoulder. And go ahead and put a bend in the knees, bring yourself all the way back up. So from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together. This is a real nice one for opening up the hamstrings or the inner edge of your legs. So pressing those knees away as you press your feet into one another. The outer edge of your feet press into the wall. So this is a butterfly, reclined butterfly. Just breathe deeply into your legs, groin. And with your next breath in, go ahead and send your legs up. So once again, this is nicer to have a wide wall, but if you don't, that's okay too. Toes point towards forehead. You're going to bring your legs way open. So just a wide leg stretch here. You'll feel that on the inner edge of your legs once again. Full deep breaths. And once again, bring your arms to a T or stretch your arms overhead. Just really nice, relaxing stretch. And closing the eyes, draw the attention to the breath. And put a gentle bend in the knees, bring yourself back up the wall. Go ahead and draw the knees both into the chest here. You're going to send those knees off to the right, just a little bit of a stretch. It doesn't have to come far, just a gentle stretch to right with the knees. And the head turns to the left. And come back to center. Go ahead and switch sides. You can always bring your legs up the wall more if you need more space. And drawing those legs back up the wall here, just bringing your hand back to your belly and your heart, allow the eyes to close. Just return that breath back to a more relaxed, normal breath. Just a final little resting pose here to end the practice. From here, draw the knees into the chest. You'll just roll off to one side or the other and just roll on up. Just coming to seated for a moment. Place your hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale out through the mouth. Once again, deep inhale and a full deep exhale out. And last time, inhale fully. And exhale deeply. Just drawing your arms straight up toward the ceiling, pressing your palms together as you bring your hands to heart center, pressing your thumbs against your heartbeat and just bowing your head for a moment in honor of this time that you've given yourself. It's a nice, gentle, supportive practice. And namaste. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.